What up, YouTube? YuGiTube here, and today I am going to be discussing uh, tournament packs. Tournament packs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Very, very interesting stuff. Tournament packs in Yu-Gi-Oh! So obviously, as people know, they were given to card shop owners to deliver packs to winners of X tournaments, at their shops. Whether I think they won, they get X amount of packs. Basically, that simple. If they were like first place, they get X packs. If they were second place, they get Y amount of packs. I don't know how many exactly. Unfortunately, I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point. But tournament packs. Why I think there is quality value in tournament packs. First of all, tournament packs usually were given, and usually the person who won the tournament obviously ripped the packs. Very rarely do you have someone at a tournament and they get their prize, they get these tournament packs, and they just decide, oh, I'm just gonna keep them sealed. Like that's like a revolt ready to happen at the shop. You're gonna have these people going, come on, open it, that kind of good stuff. So that's always fun, right? But what happens with tournament packs first is that they were produced at such a low quantity to begin with, right? Konami and Upper Deck, they did not produce many of these. They only gave them to the shop owners. You couldn't go to Target. You couldn't go to Walmart. You couldn't go to Kmart. Couldn't do whatever and buy these packs, right? You had to buy them, or you had to win them at tournaments. Now, the only other way you could buy them, interestingly, was through third-party sellers, whether it be through Amazon, whether it be through eBay, correct? And first of all, those weren't really supposed to be resold. I think maybe on the pack, I know an Astral pack, I think it said not available for resale, or not supposed to be resold, or whatever it may be. But anyhow, packs were super low quantity, right? Super low quantity. They had good stuff in them. That's another reason why these winners of tournaments open it. So let's say, for example, tournament pack 1, wow, Mechanicalchaser is a stellar card. Stellar card. Its attack at that point for a 4-star monster was through the roof. It was like the best card. Tournament Pack 2, Morphing Jar. That changes the game. Tournament Pack 3, that was Needleworm. That really wasn't that great, to be honest. But maybe at the time it was. But Tournament Pack 4, you had Royal Decree. Decree. Yeah. Decree. That was a game changer card. That was like the Jinzo in a trap form, which is epic. So yeah, you have people. Usually the winners of the tournaments were obviously hardcore players, right? So they're gonna get these packs and they're gonna say, all right, I have a chance here at a Royal Decree. I'm gonna open it to see if I can pull it. So a lot of these other packs aren't hardly found on the market. As it got toward the season's ending, it seemed like Tournament Pack 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 were much more in production than 6, 7, and 8, for sure. It seems like there was even less being distributed of 6, 7, and 8. My only reasoning is because maybe the game wasn't as popular during those later times than it was right in the beginning. When you had right in the beginning, you had a bunch of shops participating, you had a bunch of people playing. Towards 6, 7, and 8, maybe there wasn't as many. Having said that, like I said, the older is better in terms of Tournament Pack 1 is impossible to find. Tournament Pack 2 is impossible to find. 3 impossible to find. But that's because, like I said, most people open those products. Most people open them from an investing standpoint. Let's get to the crux of the video here. From an investing standpoint, I think there's definitely value. Huge value. Huge value, because a lot of these cards were very iconic for their time. To the hardcore players, they were basically like the gold of the time. They were the ones that everyone wanted at the time. I mean, aside from all of the other cards like Mirror Force and stuff and whatnot back in the day, those Mechanicalchaser, the Morphing Jar, the Royal Degree, all those cards were super popular, right? So the hardcore collectors, they may go back and go into the look at the old school stuff, and they may say, wow, I remember when I got that Mechanicalchaser, or I remember how great that card was from Tournament Pack 1. So you know what? I'm gonna spend hundreds of dollars to pick it up again and relive the nostalgia, right? Keep in mind as well the pack prices of this stuff. You can't lose buying a PSA 10 Mechanicalchaser or a PSA 10 Morphing jar, whatever it may be. You can't lose, or even a raw Morphing jar these days. You can't lose buying that because those packs are just non-existent these days. They're just so old. They're just not anything on the market. So people are spending like 25, 30 bucks a pack on some of this stuff, which is crazy considering the odds of pulling an Ultra are like 1 in 100 packs, you know? From an investing standpoint, there's iconic cards, there's high rarity cards. The people who usually got those cards were high rollers as it was. To be able to have a big time deck back in the day, they knew what tournament packs were. Think about this. They knew what tournament packs were, and they were really into the game. And if they were that into the game then, odds are, if they're not into it now, there's a chance that they could come back in. The people that are already into it now, they know the value of these cards. They know the value of tournament packs, alright? People pay for rarity. You know, that should be relatively obvious. People pay for rarity. Why are people paying $2,000 for a PSA 10 Retro Pack 2 Blue Eye Shining Dragon when they could have the super rare Blue Eye Shining Dragon from the movie packs for $5? Think about it, right? Because it's rarity. People want that rare, the secret rare. They just want it because there's so few out there. And that goes the same with tournament packs, you know? There's so few singles out there in mint. There's so few singles out there in general with tournament packs that I think they're really going to go up big time. I really do. I think they're the next wave for increases. Do I think that's going to be overnight? No. Do I think it's going to be in the next 6 months? No. Do I think it's going to be over the next 3 years? Absolutely. Because, think about it, in 3 years' time, how many morphing jars from TP2s will be on the market? I mean, they're non-existent as it is, right? In 3 years, when things get that old, and people get their fix, right? How many people are going to be selling that card? Not many. It's simple supply and demand and rarity. People want high rarity. They want valuable cards, and valuable cards come from the idea of being rare. That simple. You can buy a common morphing jar for $1. You can buy the TP2 for 150 or two. Actually, it's like 225 bucks now. It's crazy. In terms of other cards, specifically in tournament packs, I'm looking at Luminous Soldier card. The card is $5, ultra rare from Tournament Pack 5. Tournament Pack 5 is probably the last tournament pack where there's actually quantity available. You know, for 5 or 10 or 15, whatever it is, dollars, you really have nothing to lose by picking one of those things up because it's 1 in 100 packs. You know, it's rare. The card stinks. The card stinks. The card is awful. Luminous Soldier, but it's rare, right? It's rare. Fortress Whale, that card is useless. The card is useless, but it's iconic in the anime with Mako Tsunami, I think, with his warrior deck, but it's also rare. You know, Fortress Whale, rare. DD Warrior from Tournament Pack 7, rare. Magical Arm Shield from TP8, rare. Toon Cannon Soldier, even though it's been reprinted, Toon Cannon Soldier, rare. People are going to pay for whatever's rare, no matter what is. Alright, here's a good example. I probably was going to put a separate video on this, but Vice Dragon from DDY1, which was the duelist dual disc that never came out. I don't know if it was a GX or a 5D's dual disc. It never came out. It was randomly inserted into Raging Battle Special Edition mini box, 3-pack mini boxes. Mistakenly or not, I don't know. I'm not Konami. I'm not Upper Deck. That card stinks. It's awesome looking. Don't get me wrong. It's awesome looking. There's a common, I think, or a premium gold. I don't know if it's common. Either way, it's $2 card in common or gold rare, whatever it may be. But from DDY1, the unreleased DDY1, people are paying $300 and $400. And honestly, I want one. I want one of those because it's rare. It's rare, and why do people pay, $1,000 for a DDS Blue Eyes when they could get a sort of Kaiba Blue Eyes, same artwork, different rarity? But why are they paying, you know, $800 for a first edition PSA 10 LOB Blue Eyes when they could just pick up a PSA 10 Unlimited Blue Eyes for so much cheaper? Because it's scarce and it's rare and everybody wants what nobody else wants. And that's the thing with tournament packs. Or no, nobody else has, excuse me. That's the thing with tournament packs. There's so many cards in there that just people don't have, and they're just so rare. They're great at the time, nostalgic. That's one plus. That's one thing. They're rare. That's another thing. And people don't want to get rid of this stuff. It's just pack prices are through the roof, as I said. Tournament packs, long-term value, definitely see the long-term value of tournament packs. So if you're wise, if you see a good deal on a tournament pack card, or even a sealed box, sealed packs, I still have all my tournament pack 7 packs because it's tough to find. Exactly why I'm keeping it. It's tough to find. But yeah, that's it for tournament packs. I think the future is bright. Very bright for tournament packs. Whether it follows with Astral packs or OTS packs now, the tournament packs, it probably will, but that's not for long time. I'm looking, long term, but I'm not looking 20 years. I'm looking 5, 10 years. I'm not looking 20 years down from now, right now. So, with tournament packs, but those you want to keep an eye on. They're definitely getting hotter. I've noticed over the last couple of years, tournament pack prices have gone up substantially, significantly. So it's definitely something to watch. The trend is going up. There's no reason why it would slow down. Um, Absolutely no reason. So yeah, just take a look. Tournament packs, definitely worth looking into. Definitely long-term growth potential for sure. All right.